You ever prep an encounter that looked solid? Tight little room key, monster's place just so treasure tucked away, and when the party finally hits it, nothing sings. It just sits there like cold stew on the table. I've been there. We've all been there. You followed all your procedures. You mapped the room, placed the threats, roll your reactions, check morale when things go sideways. Yet the encounter feels predictable, mechanical. Like the world stopped moving until the players showed up. And that's where today's tool comes in, the 3-layer encounter. A simple way to make every moment in your dungeon feel alive, reactive, and, come on, let's face it, downright dangerous. Just like the best old school play should. So, a big trap DMs fall into, especially newer ones, is prepping encounters like they're still life paintings. Something like Bob Ross, right? One goblin goes here, one chest there, a little magic white, done. But OSR encounters thrive on emergence, on the sense that the world has its own heartbeat. And to pull that off, you need a prep structure that allows the encounter to twist, turn, and respond to whatever madness your players unleash. Enter the 3-layer encounter. And what are those layers? They are what the players think is happening, what is actually happening, and what happens when the situation tilts off its axis. It's simple, it's fast, and it makes your game feel like it's running. Even when the players aren't looking at it, let's break it down. So, this is the first layer. What the players think is happening. This is the encounter as presented, the immediate sensory impression, the thing the characters they see, they hear, they stumble over, they smell, whatever. It doesn't have to be clever. It does have to be clear. So, let's give you some examples. A trio of kobolds arguing over a torn sack. A wounded ogre slumped against a toppled idol. A dusty chamber with a single chest resting in a patch of light. Layer 1 is the hook the players grab onto. The first understanding of the situation guides everything they do next. And in OSR play, their decisions are the engine that drives the whole game. Layer 2. What's actually going on? So now we peel back the surface. Layer 2 is the truth. What's happening beneath the scene? This is where the encounter grows legs and starts to walk. Examples: those kobolds aren't arguing, they're terrified. Something bigger is hunting them. The ogre wasn't wounded by adventurers, he was betrayed by his own tribe. That chest isn't trapped, it's bait. And it's bait set by goblins skulking in the rafters. This layer rewards observation, clever play, and curiosity. It creates a world that feels deeper than what's going on the battle map, or the graph paper, or the VTT screen. See, layer 2 is what makes your players say, "Oh, okay, that makes sense now." And then we have layer 3. What happens when things go sideways? Encounters never stay where you expect them to. Dice go wild, players panic, henchmen run. The torch guttered out at the worst possible moment. Layer 3 is your contingency direction. It's not a script. It's just a natural momentum of the scene. Go back to our original examples. The kobolds flee toward the creature hunting them, dragging the party into bigger trouble. The ogre collapses mid-fight, turning a brawl into a moral dilemma. The goblin ambushers retreat into a crawl space, leaving clues the PCs can follow or not. This layer takes almost no prep. One sentence, perhaps two. But it keeps your encounters from feeling like static diorama pieces. It gives the whole dungeon a pulse. So let's put it all together. Let's key one right now. And this is exactly how I'd scribble it in my notebook. Layer 1. Surface. A lone goblin waving a dirty white cloth in a forest clearing. Okay, that's what the players see. But what about layer 2? The truth. He's not surrendering. He's signaling his tribe to circle around and flank the party. Layer 3, where it goes sideways. If chased or wounded, he flees toward a trapped deadfall. He's terrified to cross, but forced to maintain. It's 3 layers. They're simple, and yet the whole encounter feels alive. And that's all it takes. Why this works, okay, is the old school philosophy. It's the old school play. It isn't about scripting outcomes. It's about creating fertile situations and letting the dice and the players shake loose the story. The 3-layer encounter does exactly that. It encourages player-driven solutions. It keeps your world reactive. It makes even simple foes interesting. And it lightens your prep load. I am a low prep DM. There's nothing I like more than low prep. It fits perfectly with things we've already covered. Morale, reaction rolls, the procedural dungeon exploration. And it keeps your dungeon from feeling like disconnected rooms with wind-up toys inside. And since we're talking tools, and it is the Christmas season, here's a quick OSR stocking stuffer. You may want to toss into your digital sleigh, or if you want, there's PODs too. The Sandbox Generator on TTRPG. I've been talking about sandboxes and hex crawls in the past on other videos, but it's also relevant to this video. The Sandbox Generator is packed with sparks for encounters, regions, factions. It's perfect fuel for layer 2 and layer 3 thinking that I've just discussed. One of those open anywhere and your brain starts humming. It's inspiration. That's the kind of book that I love. Fantastic little Christmas pick for referees who love building worlds that move. Your players will swear you're improvising brilliance on the fly, but really you just prep smartly. So next time you're prepping, don't write a novel. Please write 3 layers. Give your players the surface, hold the truth behind the curtain, and let the dice shove the whole thing sideways. Let it play out. If you've got a favorite OSR trick for spicing up encounters, drop it in the comments. I love seeing what the community brings to the table. Hit like, subscribe, all that tavern keeping goodness, and as always, your ale is ready, adventurer. Pull up a stool, stay a while, and God bless. Thank you, folks.